Hello and happy Wednesday. I'm Colleen, back from doing a little traveling over the holiday, and I'm so happy to be back with all of you. Today's topic, we are talking about picking dental office names. So, if you are starting a new dental practice or rebranding an existing one, the name you choose is not just a label, but a pivotal branding decision that will shape your professional identity. So if you do have a new practice, rebranding an old practice, what have you, then today's stream is definitely for you because your dental office's name is one of your most valuable assets in the competitive, very, very competitive dental industry. Okay. So we are going to be walking you through today a guide that will help you complete the process of selecting a name for your dental practice, right? And it's going to include things like real world examples, branding tips, and more. Okay. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we dive too deeply into that, just want to talk for a moment about Princess Dental Staffing. They are a dental job board and they have positions available for dental receptionists, dental assistants, dental hygienists, dentists, excuse me, and others in a variety of areas. We're talking full time, part time, temporary, and permanent roles available. Okay. So visit princessdentalstaffing.com and you can see what positions they have available in your area if you're a job seeker. Also, if you're a job seeker, you can create a profile and get your information in front of hiring managers. If you're a hiring manager, a lot of really great information on princessdentalstaffing.com, how to get started, how to post, information about pricing, etc. Also have their contact information on their website. Phone number, email address, and chat is available on princessdentalstaffing.com as well. Also, on their website, you can check out their blog, which covers a lot of the same topics that we cover in these streams. Speaking of these streams, each week, Princess Dental Staffing is bringing you a new stream covering a new topic regarding your career in the dental industry. So, if you don't want to miss out on future streams, be sure to follow our page or subscribe to our channel. If you like the content that we're bringing you, please do drop us a like. And if you want to be part of the conversation, if you have any thoughts, insights, questions about the topics that we're bringing you or about the dental industry as a whole, be sure to comment below. Let's get a conversation started. Okay. All right. So, dental office names. Okay. How do you select a dental office name if you are opening one or rebranding one? Okay. So, let's first start off by talking about why it matters. Okay. Why is your dental office name, the one that you select, so important? And to demonstrate that, I'm going to start off by talking about Princess Dental Staffing and how that name came to be. So, if you have been, following this page for a while or this channel, if you've watched any of our previous streams, you probably know already that Princess Dental Staffing was founded by a dentist, Dr. Chris Lewandowski. So, when Dr. Lewandowski was embarking on a new practice, he opened his dental practice. Princess Center Dentistry is what it was called, and the name was thought up pretty easily because the office was located on Princess Drive in Scottsdale, Arizona, hence Princess Center Dentistry. Okay. And that name not only helped to establish a thriving local dental practice, but it laid the groundwork for something much larger much later, which was Princess Dental Staffing, right? So the brand carried forward. So it was Princess Center Dentistry, and in order to kind of keep the brand going and kind of keep connections with the consumer base, the patient base, it sort of evolved into Princess Dental Staffing. Okay. It represented more than just a location. The name reflected the care, professionalism, and trust that Dr. Lewandowski wanted represented in everything that he created, whether that was his dental practice, the staffing platform, and all of those things. Okay. So as you can see kind of from that example, your dental office name is more than just a label. It's the first step to building your brand, right? What people are going to know you for. It sets the tone for patient experience, visual identity, online presence, and even your own office culture. Okay. So a lot really goes into a name, right? What's in a name? Well, apparently a lot. Okay. So as we can see from that example, so a well-chosen name can be it can also significantly enhance your SEO, your search engine optimization, and it can make it easier for potential patients to find you online as well. So, for example, if your name includes relevant words like dental, dentistry, orthodontic, and things of this nature, it can improve your search engine ranking and attract more visitors to your website, right? And get that brand awareness and recognition going. Okay. So that's kind of why a dental office name is important, right? It really does set the tone for a lot of other areas in the practice. So now that we understand why this is so crucial and pivotal, let's talk about how we choose the name. Okay. So let's kind of go through 10 questions that you want to ask yourself, 10 steps that you want to follow in order to come up with a name, to create and compose a name that really does represent the brand that you are trying to establish. Okay. All right. The name you want to create, again, you want it to be a successful brand. You want it to be memorable. You want it to be professional, and you want it to resonate with your ideal patients and communicate your values, right? So there's a lot going into just this name. Okay. So let's start with step number one, best place to start, right? So, question number one, what type of dental office do you have? Okay. So, what is the dental office? So, using keywords that communicate what your dental office does and the services it provides may be helpful to consumers, right? So, even if patients don't necessarily understand the difference between things like general dentistry or endodontics or orthodontics, they still know a lot of the times what they're trying to look for, right? Even if they don't necessarily understand everything that kind of is encompassed in those different names. Okay. So, it's still, even if patients don't necessarily understand it, it's still crucial to kind of have these words in your name. So, for example, like general dentistry, you want dental, dentistry, dental care. Cosmetic dentistry, you want to include things like smile, aesthetics, whitening. Pediatric dentistry, kids, pediatric, little smiles. Orthodontics, you want like braces, align, ortho, those sorts of words, things that are really associated with your the type of practice that you have. Okay. Really helps with SEO as well. All right, question number two, who is your target audience, right? So consider who you are trying to attract as patients. Does your dental office name reflect what you want, or what you want to serve, and who you want to serve, right? So understanding and catering to your target audience is really important in the naming process. So if you're targeting, say, families, you have family practice and you want to target families, use warm, approachable terms, right? That's going to resonate the most with families. How about high-end clients? You want to choose sleek and modern language. Okay, that's going to resonate the most with them. Kids, you want playful or whimsical, even though it's going to be their parents who decide where they go. Having those playful and whimsical terms can speak to parents and really, again, solidify your brand as a kid-friendly place, right? What about local community? Are you targeting local community? You may want to include your city or neighborhood, street name, something like this in your name. Okay. All right. Question number three, is your name searchable? Okay. So aim for about 2 to 4 words max in your name. Choosing words that are easy to pronounce, spell, and remember helps both patients and search engines alike. Okay. So make sure that you've got something that's searchable. Number four, what do the words you choose communicate to hopefully your target audience, right? Are you looking to ease the mind of patients with, dental anxiety? Then you might want to include words like bright, pure, gentle, smile. Those might all be a good direction to go to kind of communicate that that your patients are in safe hands, and that you're going to provide a calming environment. So just as an example. Okay, number five, do you want to include your name in your dental office's name? So you can use your name to personalize your brand, but it's most effective when your name is paired with a service descriptor. For example, Dr. Lee Family Dental. Okay, so your name is now part of the brand. Your brand and your name are now associated because of your dental practice name, but it's also very clear that you're running a family dental practice, right? So it works out. Number 6, have you checked domain and social handle availability? So hopefully by this point in the process, you've kind of narrowed it down to several options, one option, preferably several options, okay? But before committing, you want to make sure that the name is available. Right. So, like, for example, the .com version of your name, is that available? Matching social handles, what is your social media going to look like? Are you going to be on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn? Where are you going to be? Right. And are those social handles available on all of those different social media sites, right? How about a Google business listing without duplication, right? You don't want to duplicate what's already on Google, right? You don't want to get mixed up with somebody else, okay? So you definitely want to check to make sure that your name or names options are available on all of these different platforms and areas, okay? Number 7, have you considered how to avoid legal or trademark conflicts? Search your national and state databases to make sure no one else is using your name. So you'll want to visit uspto.gov, state business registries, local dental directories. You definitely want to spend the time to search these things, right? You don't want to be getting mixed up with another dental practice and getting kind of confused. That's going to cause issues for them and you in the long run, right? And in some states, like you can't have the same name. So it really just kind of depends. Okay. Number 8, what are your long-term growth goals? Okay, so now we're starting to think a little bit more into the future, seeing into the future. What do you envision for your practice? What are your long-term growth goals? Ask yourself, will this name still fit if I expand or add services? Maybe you get a different location at some point, things of that nature. Ask yourself also, would it still work if I brought on associates or sold the practice? Is the name still going to work if that's something you might foresee for yourself in the future? Things to think about. Number 9, have you tested the name or names? Okay. Say the name out loud several times. Is it clear? Is it professional? Write it down. Does it look strong on signage, scrubs, or even a business card, right? So if this is the name of your practice, if you've, got it down to one name or maybe several, consider how they sound out loud because or how they look written down, because hopefully you're going to have a lot of patients seeing your name, writing it down. They're going to see it on signage, business cards, on your practice, etc. Okay, so consider those things when selecting or maybe narrowing down your name choices. And finally, number 10, have you gotten honest feedback? Okay, so up until now, you've kind of been doing your own research on what you like and what you don't, but now it's time to get some honest feedback. Run your top choices by a few trusted people, maybe some staff, friends, even loyal patients. Ask them, is this name memorable? Does it build trust? Could it be misunderstood or misheard? Okay. Do you like the name? What do you think about when you hear this name? What comes to mind? Okay. And that can really give you a lot of really great insight. It allows you to step outside yourself and get insight from other sources. Okay. So these are good things to ask, other trusted people who are going to give you hopefully honest feedback. Okay. All right. So let's talk about, we mentioned earlier potentially using your name in your dental practice's name. So let's discuss some of the pros and cons of using your name in your dental practice. Okay. Because when naming a practice, many dentists choose to use their name for like a personal touch. Okay. But again, there are pros and cons to consider. So, pros, let's start with pros. First, it builds personal trust and recognition, right? Using your own name, because then you become very associated with the brand, okay? It also highlights your reputation, okay? So, if you had an established, if you have an established professional reputation already, this can help kind of boost that by highlighting your reputation. And it also differentiates you from other dental offices as well, right? Because your name is your name. And if it's not a common name, definitely something that can help you kind of stand out, right? The cons, it's harder to sell or transfer. So if you think you might sell the practice sometime in the future, that's going to be a little bit harder to achieve, because it's associated with your name. Okay. It also limits team recognition, right? So you're kind of the main one being highlighted, and it kind of limits the rest of the team. And finally, it doesn't always signal services. Again, we talked earlier about, if you're going to use your name, you definitely want to try to associate your name with the services that you provide and the focus of your practice, right? Because your name alone is not really going to communicate that. Okay. All righty. So, some smart name formats that you can use if you do decide you want to use your name in your dental practice's name when you create it. Some smart name formats include your name, family dental, your name and associates dental group, the your name dental studio, or your name smile design. Okay. So, some really great options that help pair your name with your services, also, giving your team recognition and all of that, right? So really, these name options really do kind of help, um, really help kind of overcome some of those cons. Okay. Your office name is a part of your branding, so it is your logo, right? So your logo is the visual handshake of your brand. It should reinforce your name, reflect your tone, and appeal to the types of patients that you want to attract. So let's talk about dental office logo ideas, okay? So so what makes a great dental logo? Well, first, a great dental logo is simple and memorable. Okay. Nothing overly complicated, but something that people are going to recognize and remember. Okay. Color psychology. Okay. So color psychology is a real thing in marketing. So blue generally indicates trust, green, wellness, purple, luxury. So these are some of the colors that you may want to associate with your practice, if you, depending on the type of practice that you have. Font style matters as well. So serif fonts are classic, sans serif are modern, are kind of more modern. So again, neither one is really the wrong choice. It just really depends on, what you're trying to communicate with your name. And finally, avoid generic symbols. Customize familiar icons with local or artistic flair, okay, to kind of help them stand out and be more memorable. Okay. All right, so now that we've kind of talked about all of those things, we've gone through that, we've talked about why a dental office name matters. We've gone through the guide, the 10 steps, the 10 questions you want to ask yourself, and talking a little bit about logo, and also diving a little bit more into, should you use your name in your dental practice's name? So let's look at some real world examples, okay? And why these work. Number one, Desert Ridge Pediatric Dentistry, that's located in Phoenix, Arizona. Why it works, it combines geographic clarity and niche focus, right? Branding tone is family oriented and regional, and the SEO strength is strong for local pediatric searches, right? All right. Next, Scottsdale Dental Bottega. Scottsdale Dental Bottega. Sorry about that. I tripped over that one. Why it works, it's a boutique vibe and definitely has a really strong local identity. The branding tone is upscale and modern, and the SEO strength is unique and memorable. Okay. Let's go with Walden Dentistry in Austin, Texas. Why it works, it's calm, it's refined, it's community based, right? Very simple, two words, Walden Dental. Branding tone is relaxed, very premium, and SEO strength is regional search optimized. Okay. And let's do one more, Bellevue Dental Oasis. Okay. And that's in Bellevue, Washington. So why it works, it evokes a sense of peace and comfort, like an oasis, right? I really like this one. The branding tone is very spa-like. It's very inviting, very calming, really great vibe there. And the SEO strength is high for boutique and patient experience searches. Okay. Alrighty, so those are some like real world examples, and there are definitely more on today's blog posts, which you definitely want to check that one out if you are looking to name a dental practice or looking for rebranding thoughts or rebranding ideas. Okay, so So that is our guide, our real world examples, and how this all kind of comes together and makes sense when it comes to creating a dental office name or perhaps rebranding your dental office. So, here are just some final thoughts to leave you with, okay? Make sure that you are naming your dental practice with intention. A dental office name is an investment and an asset to your company. Whether you're opening a new office or rebranding after years in the profession, your name shapes your patient's perception and your marketing as a business. Okay? Choose the right name that will grow with you. You never know where it might take you. Okay. All right, so that will do it for me today, everyone. Hope you found this informative and super helpful. Be sure to check out today's blog post. Again, there are a lot of other really great examples for dental naming in today's blog post, which you can find on princessdentalstaffing.com. Okay, but that will do it for me today, everyone. Hope that you've enjoyed this. We'll be back next week with a new topic covering a new topic regarding your career in the dental industry. So, I hope you have a great week. Have a great weekend. Continue to stay safe out there. I will see you soon.